Welcome back to the channel. It's time for your latest industry recap. I've got to apologize if I do sound a little bit rough. Allergies are absolutely kicking me at the moment, but never fear, I'll try and push through and not sound too ridiculous. In today's updates, there's coverage on Delta, Swiss, and arguably one of the biggest stories relates to Southwest, who are upgrading something pretty important within their airline, and that is where I want to start today's proceedings, as I think no doubt there'll be a lot of strong opinions down below in the comments. So, Southwest has announced a set of groundbreaking developments, including the launch of a new interior design expected to increase passengers' comfort. Southwest says it has partnered with Tangerine, a design company specializing in transportation, to create this updated cabin for aircraft deliveries that are slated to begin from 2025 onwards, at least early 2025 if we're getting into the specifics. The major US carrier says the plan is for these newly designed cabins to bring life to Southwest's warm energy with deep blue tones, blue accents, and much more. Southwest also says the process is based on extensive research, focused on several key elements of the onboard experience. The seat features a multi-adjustable headrest cushion. This enhances head and neck support and is ultimately designed for maximum comfort, while trying to maximize seat width wherever possible. Thanks to this newly announced upgrade, each seat will now also see a personal electronic device holder with free in-flight entertainment on offer to customers from this personal device. This is part of a continued move to more people bringing their own devices on board Southwest aircraft, and I do think you could generally stretch it to many other companies right around the world, whether you are a low-cost one with no IFEs or even a full service. People love to use their own devices. When you have Wi-Fi too, it is a win-win. Away from the deliveries in early 2025 that will feature these redesigned cabin interiors, there are hundreds of aircraft that do need to be fitted with the new features. The Dash 8 MAX aircraft and the Dash 800s will include onboard power ports and larger overhead bins. These will occur in the future. Southwest says it's also looking to extend its commitment towards being a major airline in the United States and obviously a preferred option for flying across the region. To continue with this title and overall ambition, the airline wants to continue finding ways to implement enhancements and initiatives outlined in a 5-year investment plan that was revealed in May 2022, and to refresh some of the adjustments that the airline has already made. It says in late 2023, it completed upgrades of Wi-Fi equipment fleet-wide. The upgrades do essentially offer better in-flight internet and browsing capabilities with faster data. Meanwhile, new 737-8 MAX aircraft that will be delivered towards Southwest are now fitted with USB-A and USB-C power ports. Additionally, larger overhead bins are present. Now, this is with a view to maximize space for carry-on baggage, because you can never have enough space, and you certainly don't want to be one of those customers stuck with being forced to check one of your bags under the aircraft that has your valuables because there's no more space. Southwest says these features will again slowly but surely be rolled out to its existing planes. The adjustments are expected to be fitted in the coming years. And lastly, as part of the continued cabin overhaul, the airline has announced that its employees are expected to wear newly designed uniforms. Apparel vendor Design Collective by Cintas is working with 75 Southwest employees and also key stylists to develop a new look for the company that reflects the bright cabin interiors and the direction it continues to head in. Described as a new modern feel, again, the expectation is for this to roll out to more than 53,000 employees in the near future. Staying within the United States, and Delta has announced that for the 2024-2025 winter season, it'll be boosting flights to the Caribbean and Latin America to offer more warm weather locations. Thanks to these changes, the company says it'll serve 50 cities in Latin America and the Caribbean during the 2024-2025 winter season specifically. However, notably, the airline says that thanks to these 50 connections, those locations will have access to to Delta's leading hubs in Atlanta, New York JFK, and Minneapolis, allowing therefore onward connectivity to more than 200 cities worldwide. Delta says it'll offer a daily service to Puerto Plata from Atlanta. This will commence on November 23, 2024, allowing travelers to explore what Delta describes as a historic location. Barbados will see a daily service launched from Atlanta on the exact same day, and while this service will be daily, the carrier says it'll expand its presence further into Barbados with a once-weekly flight departing on Saturdays from New York JFK on December 21st, 2024. There will also be a new weekly service commencing on December 21 from Minneapolis-St. Paul to Mazatlan in Mexico. Additionally, from Atlanta on November 23, so we're bringing it back again to November, Delta says it will increase flights to Curacao to daily. This is up from the once weekly service that we've been accustomed to. Got to apologize for any of the pronunciation there that I've definitely butchered. I absolutely love this gig that I can do for you all, but certainly one of the more trying things is looking to pronounce the many cities right around the world as an Australian who has not necessarily said them before. On your screen now, feel free to pause because there is an overview of the updated schedule, which includes departure, arrival time, the aircraft utilization, frequency, and such. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to pause before I move on to the final story of today. Swiss has announced plans to offer a historic new service to, drumroll, Seoul in South Korea, which again is the first time in company history this will take place. Commencing on the 7th of May 2024, service will originate in Zurich and will be operated by the A340 on a thrice-weekly flight. Swiss has designated Alex 122, 123 as the flight numbers for the service departing again from Zurich on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Adding Seoul to the airline's long-haul network is seen as a fantastic expansion that many would argue is long overdue. It also goes alongside, you may recall, previously announced Washington DC and Toronto services that we know venture west. Seoul is an expansion of service on the international network towards the east. The capital of South Korea will depart in time for the summer 2024 season, and the company highlights the traditional but also modern charm and the country's broader appeal now as a popular travel destination. Seoul has the potential for Swiss to entice several types of travelers, and while yes, leisure travelers have been mentioned and will no doubt probably bring up the bulk of those on board, the route is also geared towards business travel. South Korea is the fourth biggest trading partner with Switzerland, a bit of a fun fact that you probably didn't need to know, but I thought I'd mention, and thus because of this, a connection between Seoul and Zurich with the national flag carrier is huge and should only benefit trade connections. If you do just so happen to want to book onto this service, Swiss does say that the flights are now on sale via their website. That is going to conclude today's latest aviation recap. As always, got any thoughts? You know the best place to leave them is down below in the comments. Thank you so very much for your support here on the channel. It certainly does mean a lot to me. Please take care, do also be safe, and I'll see you next time. Same place, same time, for your latest industry recap.